What's up, guys? Steve Conroy with Lugaway Junk Removal and Demolition, bringing you another beneficial video for the junk removal industry, the junk removal peeps. This video is going to be a review on my dump truck, which is a pretty good time to do it because if you're in the market for a dump truck, it being December, they're gonna have rebates on these things, and you're gonna get a better deal now than you would have gotten a couple months ago. So keep that in mind if you're looking for something. You get the tax write-off too that's coming up in a month or two. So this is a review on my dump truck. I bought this in 2018. It's a 2018 F350, longer wheelbase, dually gasser, 6.2 liter V8, 450 horsepower. I bought it as a cabin chassis, and I put a rack body on the back. It's a little bit bigger than a 15-yard dump rack body on the back. It's 12 feet long, 8 feet wide, and 4.5 feet tall. And I bought this over in Watertown, over at Watertown Ford. So the kind of process to go through this was to buy the cabin chassis and then get it sent out to the company that puts the body on. So there was some confusion with the salesman when I went in there, which is why you kind of want to call ahead if you find something. This guy was trying to sell me like a 10-yard landscape 350, and I was like, dude, is there anyone here who knows anything about trucks? Like, I know what I want, I just need you to build it. So this guy Stan actually hooked it up, streamlined the whole process. Downside was it took like 2 months after I purchased the vehicle. Well, I bought it at the end of the 2 months when it was actually built, but they had sent it out and it took 2 months to come back because Dejana, the company that puts the bodies on over in New York, they might have a location in Mass. I'm not even 100% sure. But they were like booked out for, I don't know, I guess 2 months. So that kind of sucked, but I'm very happy that I did wait that long because this is exactly what I wanted, and I have no regrets buying this or having waited for it. So this is I guess a 2-year review, 30,000 miles, no problems. We've had one recall, which was the engine block heater, which obviously Ford took care of. That was a pain because it was in the shop for 3 days because everyone brought them in right at the same time. And I had actually brought mine in like a month or two after, but it was in the winter and they kept calling being like, hey, like, we don't want your shit to get set on fire. So it was whatever. It was 3 days down. It didn't cost us anything, but it was a pain not being able to use it. Only other time that there was a issue was the check engine light comes on still every once in a while for an evap leak, which is your vehicle not registering that the gas cap is back on after you fuel up. So I think there's like some air that gets in. I don't know. It comes on every now and then, and it's not something you need to go in and get fixed. You should just buy one of the readers. I forget what they're called, but you just plug it in like they would at a shop, and it'll register and tell you, oh, you know, this is an evap leak. It'll clear it. You won't have that check engine light on your dashboard. But that is it. That's the only things that have gone south with this, and it's really not that far south. I'd say, I don't know, as far as Virginia here from Massachusetts. So 30,000 miles, so I guess we're putting 15,000 a year on this thing. So for anyone who's looking into service area, I don't know how to like boil these numbers down for you, but if we're putting 15,000 miles a year on this thing, we have a 25-mile radius. We do about 4 to 7 jobs a day, depending on size, and our 25-mile radius winds up being about 30 to 45 minutes in any which direction from our transfer station. So, like I said, I don't know how to boil those numbers down, but that could be somewhat beneficial. This thing's got a 14,000-pound GVWR. She weighs about 9,500 empty. So call it 10K empty. So you're looking at 2 tons, legally down the road. It can definitely handle more. Legally, you're rated for, 14,000 pounds though. How's she drive? She is smooth. Definition of smooth sailing, in my opinion. Much smoother than the NPR, which is why I did not want the NPR. The NPR, you're sitting over the axles. In this, it's just a regular truck. Much smoother of a ride, and the length is not that bad. So it's a 12-foot body, and I think the cab is 6 feet. I could be 150% wrong on that, but driving it is not difficult at all. I don't want to boast, but I definitely consider myself a phenomenal driver. I'm a very confident driver, and I've had many years of driving experience, driving the Isuzu NPRs, driving 650 hook lifts, driving the Freightliners. So I'm very well versed with handling a large vehicle. You're gonna cross. Come on. And that's something you're gonna wanna practice if you're driving one of these. So if you're in a parking lot, right, or even if you're in like tight streets and you take a sharp turn, the ass end of the truck, which is the tail, is gonna poke out. And if there's something close to it and you take a sharp enough turn, the tail is gonna poke out far enough to gouge into something or scrape into something. So you always need to make wide turns, pull out far, and then cut the wheel. But that's something that you learn driving these things anyways. It's not just this truck, it's every truck like this. Other than that, I mean, the turning radius is great. It's not as good as the turning radius on an NPR, but you kind of assume that going into it. Everyone kind of knows that the NPRs have better turning radiuses, but it's not anything that I would ever, say, oh, I wish this thing had a better turning radius. Yeah, if I'm doing an Austin Powers and I got to do a 7-point turn in the city, it's a pain, but the 7-point turn in this is a 4-point turn in an Isuzu. So you're really not missing anything. I have 4-wheel drive in this. You have the option to get 4-wheel drive in the Fords. You do not in the NPRs. So I got 4-wheel drive and this was extra. And we have only used it to get out of snowbanks. If you're on a road and it's kind of slanted and you have to stop because the guy in front of you doesn't know how to drive his car when you're on a hill, we've had to use 4-wheel drive to get out. But other than that, this thing is great in the snow. Another reason that I wanted to purchase this over the Isuzu. This thing is great in the snow. All right, guys, we're back at the shop. I'm just letting this thing drain because I'm too lazy to shovel it. Nice hit with the sun right there. So I'm going to show you the inside of this thing. Beforehand, this is the XL trim. So you get the 350 emblem there. These mirrors are not telescopic, but they are heated. Fold in, fold out, and they are power to move them left and right. So I'm just going to get in here real quick. You got the power for the mirrors there, power windows, and power locks. You got decent storage here. Put whatever you need in there. This doesn't have power pedals. Let me turn this bad boy on. So on the steering wheel here, you have your volume for the radio, Bluetooth. You can pick up the phone, you can talk to the truck, ask it to call someone. Over here, you can toggle through the settings on the screen. And you have cruise control, which is nice. This is big here. This is big, and it's great because everything is easily accessible. You got your dial pad there. I've only used that a couple times, but it's kind of cool that it's there, I guess. Heat and everything down here. This will toggle through the radio here. Underneath this, you have the USB and a cigarette lighter, which we have another 2 USB ports in there. Further down, this is where I keep business cards. Just a little holder down there. I do have 4-wheel drive in here, like I said earlier. That was extra, but you do always have the option to get that in one of these. You got storage up top here, which is nice if you need to throw your phones there, or you know, whatever you need to grab. No mirror on this. Your auxiliary, if you're hooking up like a plow or anything that needs battery access, there is a spot for a second battery under the hood. You got the 12-volt cigarette lighter over here and another AC, but you can't charge like your tools with this one. It would be nice if you could. You can charge like a computer or plug a cell phone into it, but it's kind of just annoying. Regular glove box, you got 2 of them in here. You got that one, and then you got this one. A lot of space in there. Doors are the same. These seats move forwards. They slide, no power. They slide forwards that way. They move forwards this way. This thing is a seat. So before I lift that, center console is not big because it's a seat, but you do have a decent amount of space in here. Got your cup holders, a cell phone holder. So to open this, you just flip that and pull this bad boy up. Definitely tight with 3 guys in here, but you have the option. You have more storage underneath here. This thing's got storage everywhere. We never use this because we always have that the landscape seat here down. But the cup holders come out, so you can keep this like this. And they're just extra cup holders. If you take this head off, you have access to them, but with the head on, you do not have access to them. Yeah, it's like brand new down there. Sunglasses holder up here. Like any other whip, get the lights. And honestly, guys, that's it. This thing, I never knew what this thing was. This thing is for holding coins. So, you know, you got that going on. And that's it, honestly, for the inside. This thing is old reliable. So I got on the dash right here, 30,937 miles. Not a single issue, knock on wood. This thing just gets the job done. Like I said before, I've driven the NPRs. You can't really compare this to a Freightliner or a 650, but compared to an NPR, it's just a smoother ride. And if you're looking to get into something like this, obviously you can see, you know, we just got a fair amount of snow last night. They're gonna have rebates on all these trucks, whether you get a cabin chassis, whether you buy one with the body that you want on it. I wouldn't settle for a body just because it's on the truck, because it's not like it's that big of a deal to get what you want put on there. It's gonna take some time. I don't know what the deal with that is now with COVID going on and this whole pandemic, but it's worth the wait. Like I had, you know, said before, I had to wait like 2-3 months to get the truck because they were backed up with work. But if I had something else on here, it wouldn't be what I wanted. And I just, every day I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, why didn't I just wait? Why didn't I just wait? So figure out what you want and buy it, or wait for it to get made. Whatever, you know, whatever is going to make it work for you. Don't rush into this stuff. This is a big investment. This investment is made to help you grow your business. And like I said, this is going to be a perfect time to buy a truck. It's right before you're doing your taxes, so you can do a tax write-off. And they're going to have rebates on all of these. So I hope this video is beneficial to you. For everyone who's following the channel, I appreciate the support. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and always comment below where you're from, what you guys pay per ton. If you have any questions, put them down there. If you're a business owner or business operator, I guess you would be an operator if you're a business owner, or maybe not. Maybe you're off the truck. I don't know. But put your social media links below. Instagram, Facebook. That's really it. I don't want your LinkedIn. But put them down below so we can all like and follow you on your social media. And yeah, until next time, thanks guys.